We're going to talk some high school basketball now. Welcome in Coach Michael Jones from Millville. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Sully. How are you?
Pretty good, man. How's things?
Everything's going well.
Yeah, I'd say you guys won 5 in a row. What's been the biggest difference? I guess the last loss was St. Augustine, right?
Yeah. I think we're steadily improving. You know, the St. Augustine's an excellent team. They were just better than us that night. But I think if you take out that game or you include that game, we've won like 13 out of our last 14 games. So we're playing pretty well right now.
What's been the biggest difference in the last 5? I mean, you kind of had your struggles against St. Augustine, and how quickly were you able to turn the page and really get back into the mix of things? I mean, you guys are only about two games behind St. Augustine in the standings, and looking good to wrap up an automatic bid, hopefully, in the Cal tournament. You're a couple games ahead of Vineland, so you're in pretty good shape there. What's been the biggest difference in the last 2 weeks or so?
We just I think the prep game, taught us we had to be a little more physical, and we really didn't have much time to sulk because we played Kingsway the next day, and we beat a good Kingsway team that next day. So we just we had a lot of things to work on and improve on, but the kids kept a good attitude, and we keep talking to them that one game doesn't make our season, and we'll get another chance at the prep here in a week or two. So. We have a lot to play for this year, and the kids just want to keep looking forward and working hard to get better.
Coach, this has been a pretty fun year in the Cape Atlantic League. I mean, even now at this late juncture, there's still about 11 teams in contention for the Cal tournament. Only 8 are going to make it, so there's been some really great basketball going on. I know the Cal National is really bottled up there at the top. You got 4 teams, within 2 games of first place, and you guys have been having some battles with some of the teams in the American. Vineland's 9-5. They're kind of trailing you guys a little bit, but talk about just this whole season. I mean, it's been so competitive in the Cape Atlantic League. I mean, 3 teams in the Cal United, which might be one of the better divisions. Normally, they're kind of the third tier divisions, but they got some great teams in Wildwood Catholic, Pleasantville, and St. Joe. So, really, no easy games this year.
No, there really aren't. There's a lot of parity, I think, in the Cape this year. Wildwood Catholic and the prep, I think, maybe rising to the top a little bit, but there's a lot of good teams. We've had a lot of tough battles this year. Not a lot of easy games. Even Egg Harbor, has played us tough a couple of times. Vineland's obviously tough. Bridgeton's improving. So yeah, it's a very deep league this year, and really on any night, I think anybody can win.
What's been the sort of year-long message for your guys? I mean, obviously you want your team to be consistent. That takes a while some seasons. What's been sort of the message? What's the back of the T-shirt slogan this year?
I think consistency would be probably our slogan. We've been, we've had a lot of success, but in a game-to-game, we've been inconsistent from quarter to quarter. We'll have a good half and then a bad half. So we're just trying to play consistent 32 minutes right now. I think good things will happen for us, and we're looking at at the big picture as well. We have a lot of seniors, and these kids want to win, and we've been talking about the postseason, whether it be the Cal playoffs or the South Jersey State playoffs. So these kids, have the bigger picture in mind as well.
Talk with Mike Jones, head coach for Millville boys basketball, and coach. This group has kind of been around each other for a couple of years, couple of guys with some multiple years of starting varsity. So this is one of those good groups that you try to build for, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've had this season. We've been kind of building towards this season for a few years now. We have, Rhinell Lawrence and John Green have been 4-year starters for us, and Eddie Jameson and Andre Green have been varsity players now for a few years for us. So we've been working towards this year. We have a lot of good senior leadership, which I think is important for any team to have success. So, it's certainly been a process the last few years, but something these kids, I think, have been looking forward to and excited about.
Coach, I think you have one of the kids with the best names in the Cape Atlantic League, maybe in all South Jersey, Little John Green.
Yeah.
How do you get that nickname?
Yeah,
he's about
so
6'10".
Yeah. He's good. Yeah, he's at least a good 6'7", 6'8". He's really our defensive presence inside. He does a great job defending the rim for us. And he he plays a lot bigger than his name, that's for sure. He gives us a great defensive presence, and he's been improving on the offensive end as well.
What's the story behind that nickname? I'm sure he wasn't a little kid when he was probably pretty tall for his age group when he was even 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, no, actually, that's his name. His name is actually Little John.
Oh, is it really?
His father, his father is John Green, and they named him Little John. So
okay.
It's not a nickname.
Gotcha.
It's not
okay.
A nickname. But it's fitting. It's fitting for him.
Coach, talk about Rynell Lawrence. I mean, here's a kid when you look at his career, and he's now the leading scorer in Millville history, which is saying something. I mean, this isn't a school that came around in the 90s. This school has been around for, over 100 years, right? I don't know how long they've been playing basketball, but it's got to be at least 70, 80 years they've been playing basketball.
Yeah, no, it's a testament to him, his hard work. It's really a great accomplishment. He broke Alan Shaw's record, who was on the 1969 state championship team. So the record's been around for 50 years. So you're right. There's been a lot of names going up on that 1,000-point list, and nobody's been able to top that. So it's a great accomplishment for Rynell. And we were actually lucky enough when Rynell broke the record. Alan Shaw came to the game and took a picture with Rynell, and
that's awesome.
So that was really cool for him, and nice of him to do that.
So what makes him such a prolific scorer? I mean, I've only seen him a couple times during his career, but obviously you could tell when you watch you guys play, you're like, yeah, you got to watch out for that kid. He can score a bunch in a hurry.
Yeah, he gets to the basket really well. He's an excellent slasher. He's always been. His outside game's improving as well as 3-point shooting. But he just has a knack for scoring. He's one of those kids that just knows how to score. Some kids just have it, and he has it. He's always had it. But he's not just a scorer. He's also our leading assist guy pretty much every game. He's been our leading rebounder a couple of seasons and during his career. So he does it all, and he's a team player as well, which is good for him. He's not just somebody that's out there looking to score. He gets his teammates involved, and that's really something he should be proud of.
That's got to be great to have a guy like that, because it really opens up what you can do offensively. I mean, when you have a guy that can slash to the basket or hit threes or set up other guys for open shots, I mean, there's really nothing you can't do as an offense, right?
No, and you're absolutely right. We've been having a lot of success. Going through back our book, we've had 5 different leading scorers in games this year. We're a total team. Eddie Jameson's been playing really well for us, John Green, Andre Green, and he opens up, as you said, the offense to those guys, because other teams try to focus on him defensively. Well, if they focus on him, then Eddie's going to get open shots, or Andre's going to get open shots. So he really does a lot for us.
Coach, that's going to be one of the really interesting things I'm looking at when the Cape Atlantic League tournament starts is the matchups. There's some of these teams that are really difficult to match up with. When you look at, obviously, Wildwood Catholic with Taj Thweet and Jaleel White, they're obviously a tough matchup. But even, Pleasantville has those guys that can score and really get out and run. They're a tough matchup. Mainland essentially has 5 guards that, their big men can handle the ball like guards. So there's a lot of different teams that bring different things to the table that on any given night it could be a tough matchup for you.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, we played Mainland first game of the year, and that was a tough game down there. There's no easy wins in the Cape Atlantic League playoffs this year. There really aren't. There's a lot of good teams. Unfortunately, I haven't seen everybody yet, but if you asked me to tell you who I thought was going to win, I mean, you would have to say Wildwood Catholic's the favorite, but anybody could knock off anybody, really.
Well, the thing that a lot of other teams have going for them is they can hit the 3 ball. I mean, you look at a team like Ocean City, even Mainland, Pleasantville can drop some threes on you when Samir Jones gets hot or Jacob Villegas. So that can really be the great equalizer when you're going up against a team like Wildwood Catholic. If you can neutralize Thweet a little bit and hit 3 or 4 threes in the first half, you can kind of get things rolling and really be in it in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. They're a very tough team to defend. because they shoot the three ball well as well. But yeah, they're certainly they're not unbeatable. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the Cal playoffs because I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're talking with Millville basketball coach Mike Jones. And Mike, real quick before I let you go, what are you concentrating on now? The calendar's turned into February. You really got to kind of get that effort every day in practice and really fine-tune what you've been doing for the last 4 weeks and kind of get everything flowing in the way you want it to.
Yeah, you said it. We have to really have focused, detailed practices. What we're really trying to focus on now is being able to run, our half-court offense, because when you get to playoff time, you have to be able to execute in the half-court, and we have to be able to do a better job of that. So those are the couple things that we're really focusing on, improving and getting better every day, and working on the little things, the fine details that could mean the difference between winning and losing in the playoffs when you're playing, some of the best teams around.
Well, you're in a good spot now because you've won 5 in a row, and confidence is such a big thing with high school kids. Once they get on a little bit of a roll, they start feeling good about themselves, feel like they can win games, and that's such a big thing when you're going into a game with confidence.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do have confidence. I think our kids are very confident right now in their abilities, and hopefully that translates, and we keep rolling here going into the playoffs.
Good stuff, Mike. We appreciate it, man. Good luck the next couple of weeks, and we'll be seeing you at the Cal tournament.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on.
You got it. Thanks, Coach. Have a good weekend.